Well, today we're going to talk about something I just learned that is just a little bit of a harrowing tale for me as a person. Something I find myself thinking about far too often. I don't know why it is that I do this, however, because it's so little that I feel as an individual person I can even conceive of doing anything about. I'm constantly obsessing about the lack of resources or the seeming lack of resources for people across the globe, not just myself, and the abundant usage of everything all the time, especially in developed countries in the world. I'm not saying that we need to not have things, that we shouldn't have things, this, that, or the other. I'm not trying to take a particular stance politically on this. I just find it a little bit appalling the amount of usage we have, that we don't try to do something to mitigate this through responsible recycling. It's like people didn't grow up watching Captain Planet when they were younger or something. Whatever. It is said that at the current rates of usage of oil, we will be out in a mere 47 to 56 years. That's at current rates. And as we know, rates only increase as time progresses. And for us to only have been using oil since the 1800s, and the first combustion engine was made in 1860, that's not looking good for us. So that is less than 200 years almost of usage of oil, and it's all gone. All gone. That should be alarming to us as people, especially considering natural gas is estimated to be gone in roughly the same time of 49 to 52 years. And granted, that's been around a little bit longer. The 1700s or so, we've been using it since then. I get that. But widespread adoption and use was not until World War II. So that's even a shorter period of time of extreme use that we've been having with it than we had with oil. Not a good look for us. And for us to have such a diverse portfolio of energy producing potential, I don't understand what it is we're doing to try and alleviate the bare necessity of what we deem civilized society at this point. One might argue, oh, let's go to nuclear. Okay, nuclear, let's do that. At current rates, with what we have, it's only 90 years that will last. You want to go back to coal? At current rates of consumption, that's only 100 some years also. And given the fact that we use a portfolio of these energy providers, the second one goes, the burden is placed on the other ones, of course, which would reduce their number of years that they'll last. So, what are we doing? What can we do about this? I would suggest rapid expansion into renewable fields, like we need them now, like we actually do, because we do need them now, but maybe pretend we needed them 50 years ago when people were harping about it originally. That could be the solution. And one would say, how do we rapidly expand this, et cetera, et cetera? How do we avoid wildlife damage? I think that's all rhetoric. I think it's all rhetoric. I don't see where you could possibly think that's better than not having electricity in your house. Ecolog- ugh, Ecological damage, I understand. Yes, okay. It shouldn't be a money game. It really shouldn't be. Uh, I don't know why that always is the thing, right? Because forever throughout history, as far as you look back, every great project that society deemed necessary was done. We have seven world wonders, right? The Great Pyramids. Yeah, that took lots of people. You think that was money driven? I don't know. I There's some arguments on both sides whether it was slaves or skilled craftsmen, whatever else. But I'm not going into that. I'm not gonna do this, that, or the other with that. But my point is, people got it done. Something seemingly impossible was gotten done. And I could go on, and I think I will do other videos about this kind of thing because it's not just energy. It's just that energy drives every industry we have. Without energy, we don't produce crops, we don't have the internet, we basically don't have society at this point. Society would collapse very quickly. It would devolve into tribal groups creating their own systems of government likely. There's so many ways it could go. I would like to think that everyone would just get along back in the Stone Age. And then I remember the Stone Age wasn't like that. Okay, so just food for thought. I don't know what else to say. Like I said, I'm probably going to do a small series of these videos where I discuss both the overconsumption problem of nearly every country in the world, as well as how long we got left, really. I find it especially horrifying for me that I will live to see the day that we both run out of oil and natural gas. And the fact that we don't have a solution already is pretty bad. And if we don't have one in 20 years, I think we're probably screwed. At least I am, as an old man, as life gets progressively harder and harder, as it already is for most people, I think, that aren't super well off anyway. But even those people will start to see changes too, and I think they already are. And that's why they're positioning themselves to not have to worry about it as much, of course. And I get that. But one would think that the instinct would be to preserve the species, and I'm sure they think they're going to do that, obviously. This isn't like an attack on like rich people either. I don't want that to seem like that. I think that anyone that works hard is entitled to what they have. I definitely do. But you also are responsible for the planet and your species, or you should at least feel that way. Look at Warren Buffett. He's given all his money to charity. One of the wealthiest guys on the planet. When he dies, it all goes to charity. Anyway, that's all I got. This one's a little nonsensical. I may redo this video to be a little bit more clear later and everything else. But until then, go ahead and subscribe, especially if you want to know about the disturbing trend we have and how bad it really is. And if you don't like that stuff, maybe watch one of my other videos that are a little bit more chipper, because I got a lot of those actually too. If you think this is disturbing, or you know of anything else that you might like to see about scarcity as it is in the modern world, you go ahead and leave a comment down below. And please like my video, share it with your friends. It helps me out to grow to be able to do something about this trend. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.